Yo!
Internet!
What up, Internet?
How are you?
Welcome to Bricks and Beer, episode
54.
I'm glad he knows what's up. Ace isn't here. This is Jeff.
Hey.
Ace will be here for the big 5-5. He was supposed to be here for this, but just, logistics.
I loved episode 52.
Yeah.
Ace, I had no idea you were
It's a good one.
Such a madman. Bam, dude.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, we're all collectors.
It's also, he's just got such a refreshing, interesting take on it. Like, that acknowledgement of there's a line, and he's on that other side at this point.
Yeah, I don't know. What's weird is for me, Ace is just such a. I look at Ace as kind of a chill guy,
Yeah.
So, like my version of Ace in my head, and this version of Ace right now, who's sort of doing like a whole rethink on the collection thing, kind of makes sense. Mm. But the old Ace, the undercurrent of like, I'm going to Frankenstein's every week.
Yeah,
there
were a lot of revelations.
Yeah, yeah.
So before we move on to deep cuts and revelations,
yeah, thanks for doing that.
Let's
good stuff.
Let's talk about the booze.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I'm drinking at what looks like a girly beer. It's not. It's the Ride On.
There's a girl
IPA.
on it.
It is pink. It's very pink.
Uh-huh.
It's not a pink beer. Yeah. It's delicious. I was just here a couple of days ago. They make excellent food, and they make excellent beer.
Are you talking about a restaurant?
Yeah, no, it's a brewery, Golden Road. They're actually sort of like a who's who of the microbreweries, in that they were successful enough to be bought by Anheuser-Busch, which is the equivalent of like Disney buying you in the beer world.
Yeah.
And we had like speaking of deep cuts, I had a work thing, and I went there, and I took a tour, and I think the girl who did the tour probably told us too much.
Oh.
Because she was like, so, there was this acquisition, and this, and this, and this. And the two things that she told me of note were like, Anheuser-Busch was not fucking with them. They were like, we get to keep our... we should talk about the other corporate
culture.
This. Pause. We'll get to that. So anyway, LA beer.
But we'll talk about it. Whatever.
Anheuser-Busch bought them, and they were like, yeah, we're not fucking with your recipes. We're not fucking with anything. We'll just give you a better distribution platform. And the other thing she told me is that they're related to a place in Colorado, Oscar Blues, who was sort of the first microbrewery to do cans. And that's why they do cans, is because of this place in Colorado. So, shout out to the Colorado peeps.
Yes.
That was a long, complicated beer story,
I know.
punctuated by a giant helicopter going above.
Yeah.
More to come.
Much like the story.
What are you drinking, Jeff?
Going over my head a couple of minutes ago. I'm drinking blue milk. And I'm wearing my Skywalker Ranch shirt. We've talked... Well, this isn't it, but we've been talking about doing a second Star Wars episode.
First, you should detail what's in the blue milk, because I saw like a 6-part beverage.
This is a margarita. It's Jose Cuervo, and probably Jose Cuervo margarita mix, and blue curacao, and
okay.
But I had to. I killed the Rose's lime juice, I killed the Cuervo, and I killed the blue curacao. So there were a lot of bottles lined up, including some stuff I didn't use. And Andrew was like, "Well, alchemy."
It kind of seemed like a mad scientist's kitchen, like just for a minute.
It's
like,
clean today,
yeah,
so
And you were clearing the inventory out, so I get it. So
that's what we do.
Yes.
So that's what is in the blue milk. So anyway, you can only get a T-shirt like this if you go to Skywalker Ranch. And I've been there, and I forgot to mention this during the Star Wars episode.
The one time that
Yeah.
if you wanted the ultimate credit for being the ultimate Star Wars nerd,
I forgot.
Which I don't really want to tell this story, but there was a time where you used this to shut down a dick measuring nerd contest. That was the most clumsy, awkward thing I'd ever been witness to.
Anyway.
Shout out to that dude.
Yeah. Anyway, the Robot Chicken Star Wars Special 3 had this like 10-second, 15-second long sketch where it was Lego Star Wars and it was Lego Cloud City, and it's on YouTube, so you should find the link and just put it down there
somewhere. It's down there.
It's 15 seconds of your life. It's okay.
That's the beauty of Robot Chicken, dude. Like,
yeah, it's true.
It's kind of designed. I feel like in a lot of ways it was ahead of the curve in that nerd culture and action figure collecting and all that shit is like clearly a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But also like we're gonna get dumber. So we need shorter and shorter amounts of content.
I mean, my kid watches compilations of Vines. Vines are 6 seconds long, you know. I remember reading an article complaining about the short sketches on Sesame Street. That guy, he had no idea what was coming, you know. But,
so,
anyway.
Not to derail, but later, you and I are going to talk Elsagate.
Done.
It's weird.
I don't know what he's talking about. Again,
exactly.
We've got 2 things on the
Don't
docket.
Google that.
So, I wasn't working on the show at the time. I had, and but I wasn't. And but the art director knew I was a Lego guy, so he farmed out the sketch to me. He's like, "Hey, I need you to. Can you build me a Lego Cloud City?" And what was funny was when I had worked there for season 4, I was all like, "Hey guys, where's your Lego collection? Don't you guys have a bunch of Lego? You've done Lego sketches, right? Where's your, you know?"
Yeah.
I just wanted to know, right? You always want to see somebody's Lego collection.
Do they just have a bin?
It wasn't very impressive, but what was funny was that I never got to see it during that stint when I was working there on season 4 because it was in storage. And then 2 years later, somebody calls me up and says, "Hey, come take our Lego collection and put it in your car and go home and build Cloud City." And I did, but it was total Rainbow Warrior because it was getting painted, so it didn't matter what color it was.
They just sprayed it?
Yeah. So
wow. Actually, so this 15-second sketch is your Rainbow Warrior Cloud City, just matte coated.
Yeah, I've got pictures, and I primed it, so I've got pictures of it in Rainbow Warrior form, and I have pictures of it in primed form, so you can. It's gray, which wasn't the final color, but
yeah. Did they weather it? Like, is that to bring out detail, or
I don't remember what they did.
I obviously haven't.
I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can post those pictures, so I'm not going to, but I have them.
Well, you could just watch the thing we keep talking.
Yeah. You could watch that. And the bummer is, okay, so I didn't. There was a Billy D. Williams was at the Robot Chicken 100th episode party.
And
I didn't. I had a chance to go talk to him.
You did one of these?
I did. You know, I used to live in New York, and in New York, you sort of have a don't
fuck with the celebrities.
Don't fuck with the celebrities. Be cool. You're a New Yorker. Be cool, right? If you happen to talk to a celebrity, I like to say, "I like your work." You know, it sounds real, professional. I don't know. So I didn't talk to Billy D, which was stupid because I could have been like, "Dude, you and me, we've collaborated on something," because he actually does the voice.
Oh, yeah.
Because Billy D likes to have.
Yeah, you could have been like, we work together.
So
which actually it sounds way less creepy than "I like your work," because that's what I do.
Oh, ouch!
My favorite porn stars.
I haven't met
when I meet them. I haven't met them. Shout out to you.
Shout out to your favorite porn stars.
But
warning,
it does seem way more legitimate to be like, "Yo, we collaborated on something. I worked with you."
I know.
Instead of, "I'm a weird, creepy fan."
Shout out to you, Billy D. Next time I see you, I will hang. So, but the other really cool thing that happened, and they at this point, this was the 3rd Star Wars special of 3.
Okay.
And they had done this twice before, which is they premiered the special, like the first time anybody saw it, like the world premiere, was at Skywalker Ranch. So I wasn't there for 1 and 2, but I was there for 3. And because I worked on it, even though it was in my house for 2 days and not in the studio, that I got an invite. You had to get your ass up there, and most people flew. And there was and then but Julie and I just went up there and we dropped the kid off at my buddy Adam's house.
And we're like,
he was 2.
You have to babysit.
Yeah, dude. Which is, I mean, honestly, this was my best date ever, you know, and I'm not sure if I'm going to top it, but we met everybody at the airport, and
It's working.
I know. And we took this bus up to Skywalker Ranch, and you think, okay, my God, Skywalker Ranch, is it wall-to-wall Star Wars? And the answer is no, it is not. But it's something else. And what it is, it's a valley that some people with a lot of money bought in 1978. And then these are like fucking art directors that made Star Wars, art directed the land. Like, they were like, I want a bunch of trees over there, and I want a lake over there, and I want trees over there, and we're going to put buildings here and here and here.
Interesting.
And here I am in, 2010, 2011, 30 years later, 40 years.
Where it's like actually taking root.
It is gorgeous. It is fucking gorgeous.
Wow.
And the thing is, like, there's a couple key buildings, and one of them is the hotel. I never saw the hotel. That's where I think the Yoda statue's at the hotel.
Okay.
But
I love that there's like
all the buildings are out of sight.
I imagine that like it's just like Disney vomit, like Yoda in your face. Here's a Yoda lollipop.
It's real.
But it's very restrained. It seems like, which is super cool.
It's restrained, and it isn't. One of like in the main building, there's a really big building where all the offices are, and that's where Skywalker Sound is. And the parking garage is buried underneath, completely out of sight. You never see them. They have their own fire department. The fire engines have a picture of the Millennium Falcon on it as part of their seal. It's awesome, right? Yeah. And the gift shop is in the commissary. It's teeny tiny, so there's a huge line every time there's a big occasion like this. I had to go back because they accidentally got me the shirt that said Lucasfilm. This looks like the Lucasfilm logo.
Okay, yeah.
And they got me I was like, no, I want the Skywalker Ranch logo. So I stood in line a second time.
Okay.
I got my buddy who watched my kids some lightsaber chopsticks for his kids.
Nice. And
I got a Rebel transport ship. And my buddy Jeff, my best buddy, oldest friend from like 4th grade, who was my original Star Wars geek, I got him a coffee mug that says Skywalker Ranch because you can only get them there.
Woo, the biggest nerd boner of all time.
The biggest nerd boner of all time is that I sat in the screening room, the fucking Art Deco as shit screening room in the main building at Skywalker Ranch, where they have the fucking statues from Palpatine's office in the corners, because those are the most like Art Deco dreams sprung to life you've ever seen in your life. And I watched the episode on my screen, and sitting in the very, 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 very back row in the very middle, surrounded by lots of friends, I'm sure it was George Lucas, watching my work on the screen for 15 seconds, and yeah.
Boom.
I'm pretty psyched about that.
That's what that shirt's about.
And that's what this shirt is about. It's got a hole in the armpit now, so I don't wear it outside the house. But, it's worth still rocking. I have my die-cast metal transport. And the other cool thing was, there's a couple buildings, and one of them is what they call the main house, which is like a large, it looks like kind of a standard, I don't want to say Victorian, but I don't know enough about architecture, but a pretty standard big house.
Big ass house.
But
big ass.
Yeah, but inside there's a lot of sort of Art Nouveau architecture, which is just gorgeous. And like there's a roll top desk that is actually fused into the wall, and all these very organic shapes come out.
Nice.
And then we go into the meeting room where there's original Norman Rockwell's on the wall, like sketches.
Yeah, well, that was the stuff that you told me that it was like, that because I just expected it to just be like, Darth Vader's the god.
Right.
Boom. Yoda's the god. Everything's Darth Vader. And you were like, no, they have actual original artwork that is not, here's some dude wanking Darth Vader off. And it's cool. It's impressive. It's like, okay, rad.
In the main house.
And Norman Rockwell is fucking awesome.
Yeah. In the main house, there was a display case in one of the hallways that had like an AT-AT model from Jedi. You could tell because it had the feet had like green, it was like you'd been walking around in the forest. It was kind of like had grass stains on it, kind of. And there was a lightsaber that had been taken up into the International Space Station and then brought back down and put in this case.
It's the biggest pop culture phenomenon.
It's big shit.
Our lifetimes.
And the
recorded media.
And there's the library. They have an actual physical library in this place, in this house, and it's Lucasfilm absorbing a lot of defunct libraries, and it's all film books.
Oh, it's awesome.
It's got this gorgeous circular glass skylight. It's huge.
Yeah.
Actually, I should have gotten it. There's a Christmas ornament. It was the other things we got at the store. It's on my tree right now, though.
Okay.
It's Christmas.
Okay.
But in the library, it was the best thing. The best thing about this whole deal. It was an original Maxfield Parrish painting. And Maxfield Parrish.
Oh, he did all the matte
Yeah.
backings, right?
Yeah, early 20th century pop culture. You look them up. A lot of Coke ads, like really classy looking, but it was like Greek columns and mountains and water and people in tunics and stuff like that. So it was an original Maxfield Parrish, but it was lit. It was only about yay big, and it
that
was
many minifigs.
It was lit so perfectly. I couldn't tell. I thought it might have been painted on glass and lit from behind. It was like when you, it's like when you go to a museum and you're just like, I wish I could just put a tent here.
Well,
wake up in the morning and look at this thing. It's so good. So cheers to Skywalker Ranch.
There is something to be said for like seeing like real paintings in real life.
Yeah.
And real art in real life.
I used to work in children's books, and I saw a lot of original art then, and it spoils you for the books. The book.
Oh yeah.
Because you're like, oh, the book's out, woo.
No.
This doesn't have that texture. Like I saw the painting. So that was really cool. Nobody talks to George, so I didn't actually talk to him or anything like that. I didn't see Billy D either at Skywalker.
I kind of feel like that's.
It was
so
great.
Like
you had
cool. You had the opportunity to talk to George. You'd be like, "Hello, Jeff, George," but like, which would be awesome. But I'd way rather be like, Billy D.
Yeah, right.
We work together.
Well, the rumor that I've heard from multiple sources, but I not enough sources to really confirm that this is true, is that if you work at ILM and you go talk to George without being introduced, you're out.
Yeah, well, I imagine that there's protocol with the royalty. So
there is.
Anyway, that's a lot of intro.
That's right.
For this episode of Bricks and Beer.
About whatever the fuck it's going to be about, which is not Star Wars anymore.
There's a couple of things I want to touch on. First one, starting with the wall of minifigs, might be a little different than last time you guys saw.
I finished my goddamn labels.
They're labeled.
Yeah.
There's a label.
I don't know if any of them show.
Pharaoh versus Pharaoh.
Mm-hmm.
What's awesome is like I haven't even seen all these labels, so every time I read one, it's even better.
Well, you're in the most interesting section, which is most of these minifigs are ones that I've concocted from other minifigs.
Yeah. Well, bad guys. I mean, like
good guys and bad guys.
Bad guys is great.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway,
there's a story. It's mostly in here. And until I make builds to show, I'm very much into like show, don't tell. Don't build a thing and then like put paragraphs of prose next to it. It should do the job for you.
Yeah. Well,
I've done it by accident. I deleted my mock pages because I was doing that.
The build should be intriguing enough to
exactly
try to pull more of the story out. That's kind of my personal thing.
The dude who writes the comic book Cerebus, he said, "There's no greater compliment as a creator if somebody sees something in your work that you did not put in there."
Oh yeah,
I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, so. I could see that.
Yeah.
So, getting on to other things. The last time I recorded an episode, not the live one. The live one doesn't really count. It was the best live one ever. But we talked about these KO dinosaurs.
Oh yeah.
And oh my god, do we have so many of them?
We do.
Here's one.
I'm so psyched about this one. This is like the elf dinosaur. Look at this shit.
Here's the natural colored.
Are those right?
And it's the T-Rex.
Oh yeah, wait, I got the actual T-Rex over there.
This one is the
disco
magical elf. Like this is the dolphin of the T-Rex.
Yeah.
This is the one that eats your mom's face. This one just nuzzles you under a waterfall.
So wait, but here's Mama.
Oh my god, it's so cute. Look at that. Oh, I'm losing or gaining subscribers. I'm not sure which.
Well, your algorithm is changing right now.
Yeah, so stop it. Don't click somewhere else.
Stop not watching us. Other disco.
Oh my god. Yeah, so purple fucking Triceratops. I love it. It's great. I did take a really cute photo of my baby Triceratops.
You want to show that off?
No, I'll just put it in the link below.
All right, yeah.
But let's talk about these. Throw these in there.
So
I have to get another beer. So you have to talk about those.
There's this thing my parents created. It's called the Advent House. It's made of wood. It's like an Advent calendar, but you use it again every year, and you just put little toys in it all the time. It's a huge responsibility. Every Christmas, I have to figure out how to find 24 small, not too expensive toys. Last year, he was into Pokemon, which was awesome. I spent $20. I bought a gross of little itty bitty Pokemon rubber figurines. I put 5 in there every day. It was fantastic. This year's coup was the Dino Hall, and I've got one real raptor.
Shout out to episode 53? No, 52.
52, which was the same day as the hall.
Yeah. So
Andrew got the
we bought all these motherfucking knockoff dinosaurs.
Mad dinosaurs off these jerks. So this guy's the knockoff. This is the real one. And then here's another knockoff.
You know what? This is not bad.
No, it's pretty good.
All of them are really good. The only one that I feel like is kind of bunk.
Yeah.
Is this radioactive shiny
he's
plastic yellow.
He's pretty bright. It's interesting because you can tell. There's
like this. This is great.
I'm psyched about that. I'm psyched about this. This thing's cool. Oh yeah, cheap zombie shark. It's $5. You can tell it's not Lego. If you were here, you'd be like,
but you can't.
It's also a shark with ribs. That's not gonna be fucking shark.
If I had a light back here, you could see the ribs. The magic of film.
Yeah. Ooh.
We're two retarded people.
In camera.
Yes.
In camera.
So, speaking of zombie sharks.
Yeah. So
tonight's second beer. The Graveyard Pale Ale from Pizza Port, my hometown.
The same thing I was drinking.
This is actually really cool. So, the last time I was drinking this, I was sorting my grays because Ace broke my sorting.
True story.
And sorting your grays.
Two-fisted tales of sorting.
Or one.
Were you splitting the old gray and the new gray?
Oh well, no. I was. So my 2 wide plates just were in light gray and dark gray, right? 2 drawers.
Cool.
Broken. Both of them. Just overflowing.
Smashed.
So I was like, it's got to go from 2 to 3.
What do you do?
But basically it went from 2 to 4, but I just split it by size. But as I'm doing that, I'm drinking this beer, which, number one, it's not the cheapest beer. I gotta say this, I'm not all about this craft beer getting really expensive. Because, I'm paying at least $2 for this beer now. Which seems a little excessive. But whatever. So, this beer is actually about this part of this beach where people wiped out all the time. And their surfboards were just fucking,
Is there a skull?
There's no skulls. But there are surfboard graveyards. So anyway, sort your Lego.
But,
graveyards? I don't know.
All right, so here's my sorting story, which I'll try to make interesting. So this is my animals, my little animals tackle box, right? But then when we were at BrickCon,
all my animals are.
When we were at BrickCon, there was the ceremony, was the keynote speaker night. Maybe,
Oh,
friends.
Puppies for days.
Yeah. So I actually had to, grabbed a seat, and then I went to the bathroom, and as I came back in, somebody was like, here's a Ziploc bag full of Friends figurines, and instead of being a good guy and going, oh, I already have one, I took it. So I got hella tattooed owls, these little...
Yeah.
Who cares? But anyway, as you saw from that...
She has a face tat. Oh, no, she has a boob tat.
Boob tat and puppies.
Yeah, puppies. You were rich in puppies.
So I was doing what you do in that situation, which I also got a shit ton of these weird parrots, which have face tats. So I didn't read. Some guy told me once a stat that said that 90% of people who get facial tattoos attempt suicide. So the entire elves line was troubled.
Okay, so
Anyway,
Hold on. Pause.
I was throwing puppies at Brandon. That's the end of the story. He's a couple rows behind me, and I was like, I got puppies for days. I'm rich in puppies, bitch.
That was the fucking money shot. So, okay.
Pause.
Now. So, here's what's happening in LA. We alluded to this earlier.
I thought maybe that's what you were alluding to.
Everything is on fire.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if your house burned down.
Anybody who's
there's
dealing with
some
this shit,
serious crazy shit going on.
Hugs.
So like SoCal in general kind of lights on fire every once in a while.
My kid got a fire day. Thursday, tomorrow, and Friday.
It's
today being Wednesday. Are fire days at school. I had snow days when I was a kid.
It's bad.
My kids got the opposite.
This is Los Angeles right now.
6 a.m. 10. Yeah.
So it's been really fucking.
It's a little
crazy.
It's windy as fuck, which is like.
What's even crazy is like, so what I just showed you guys is nowhere near here, like because LA is so big, but 10 miles north of here, it's also another fire burning everywhere.
A new one.
Like, it's just it's fucking wild. So if you're out there, stay safe.
One of my coworkers, like the fire from a little while ago,
it's gross.
Got within a half mile of his house and stopped, and he was like, "Great, we're safe now. Everything's burned." And so the new one came from the other fucking direction.
Shout out to Golden Road. I may or may not allegedly have taken a client there for lunch yesterday when the fires first started, and he told me, random dude at the bar, set up. He was like, "Yeah, so I sent my kids like sprinkler thing, the thing that does this, on my roof. I just left and I came here." And I was like, "You might want to go back home."
Interesting.
Yeah, but that guy, I don't know. Maybe he hasn't figured it out.
Maybe his kids,
or maybe his house is on fire.
Maybe his kids are imaginary. I mean, while we're wishing for shit.
Yeah. This could definitely be true.
Yeah,
this could definitely be true. So I think this is the weirdest episode so far. Keeping on that, you want to talk about some mocks? Because
let's talk.
We got some original Lego content.
So
that's the entire requirement for this show is beer, pizza port, graveyards.
So if you're a fan of the show, hold this.
Power.
If you're a fan of the show, thank you. But maybe you heard me talking a whole lot about a mock that I made for BritCon, but not showing you anything, which is against the thing I said before about show, don't tell. So, Jesus Christ. Here is what I'm going to bring into frame, the thing that I made. And I'm not saying, God damn it.
Just leave it.
Yeah, I'm just going to leave that on. Another one fell. The things are falling off.
Oh my God.
It's big. It's big.
It's crazy. Okay. Get ready.
Here we go.
Would you like to plug this in?
But I want to show the before and after. So
okay.
This is the bullshit that I made. Grab the axe. Okay.
Grab the axe.
This is what I made for BritCon. It's pretty big. It's shaped like the Bionicle axe piece. And I've got a strip of flexible UV light going on behind these.
This looks way cooler in person than it does on the camera.
Yeah, right now
it still looks pretty rad on the camera.
Yeah.
It looks better than before, but in person,
in the very front, I've got my robot DJ right there. He's got mad discs to spin. He's got mad speakers. And then driving in the back, Harley style, is Axel in his big ass mech. I'm gonna pull the mech out. So, and then there's some bullshit on the bottom and some bullshit on the top. You want to plug me? Good. So, when I say bullshit, I mean it because I finished the blade and I finished the sort of the engine or whatever the central section is called.
Can I ask you a question?
Oh, yeah. The axe fits on top, but it fell off. Oh, you were there. Eventually, I will destroy all the axe ship. This is a
solid mecha, dude.
The mech will live.
Solid mecha.
The mech will live on. This was the one I was talking about. He's got the badass, stompy, spike feet. He's kind of like a castle, sort of a castle mech. He's missing some parts right now. I've been cannibalizing. Oop, no, wrong side. This over here. That's a mistake. I've been cannibalizing my bright light orange.
Throw some puppies.
For reasons. Throw some puppies. But I'm super psyched about this. Eventually, there will be pictures of all of this stuff. So that was that mech. And the main reason I bring that up is because you'll notice all those, maybe you noticed, all the lit up 2x2 round bricks were just kind of like strung along. I found, Brandon Griffith helped me out with some wire that he used to string, that's sort of like about the same width as a flex tube. Ooh. Chatty Cathy. I got some of that wire from him, and then I switched over to Armature Wire, which is much, much easier to bend the way you want.
That's the real secret, right?
Yeah.
That. So you have flex tube, which is Lego official, like metered, whatever, mitered.
Yeah,
like,
I've got a bunch of it somewhere.
It's plastic tubing.
Yeah. And
it's the width of a bar. It's within the tolerance of a bar.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes on a spool. And one of my fucking greatest coups ever was
I love the story.
going to Legoland, California, and hanging out with the homies who no longer work there, who they were like, "Here's the spool," and it was
Pablo Escobar.
Yeah, it was one of those things where like getting flex tube in lengths longer than 8 inches
right.
was like a really big deal.
Off of the spool.
It's kind of like, but
here's where we make the universe.
Well, so what's bullshit is there is plastic equivalent tubing that you can buy. There's like third-party tubing.
Sure.
That's basically the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But getting it off the spool at Legoland is like the hottest shit ever because it's like it's officially tolerance, right?
Yeah, well,
kind of.
It was kind of interesting dealing with this jazz. So Brandon gave me the electrical wire, which
we're stripping the giant light stripe out of the spaceship right now.
Yeah. So
under the sea.
This is it. Here's the end. It's armature wire with some shrink wrap on it.
So what is exactly is armature wire for those?
Armature wire is used primarily for sculpture. If you want to make a small sculpture of a human figure, you'd get some of this wire and you'd kind of like shape it into the right shape. And then
heat activated.
The rubber coating was heat activated.
Okay.
It's a lighting thing. It's an electrical thing. So Brandon gave me this wire, and I was trying to fit it into the front of the axe ship, and it was just impossible. It was just fucking crazy because it was steel. If you ever try to make a stop motion puppet out of a wire hanger, you're fucked. Because it doesn't do what aluminum does, which is it bends when you need it to bend, and it doesn't bend when you don't need it to bend.
Yeah.
It does the opposite of that. So Brandon gave me that stuff, and I used it, and I was like, oh, wait a second. I'm not thinking this through. I've got everything I need at work. I grabbed some armature wire. I got some shrink wrap. You hit it with a heat gun. I can't remember how many layers I did for the axe ship, but when I found something workable, and I did that thing that I just showed you.
Yeah.
But then I took that one step further and tried to see what I could do with Marvel Girl, this crazy rubber-handed figure that they made.
It works. I mean, it's flexible. It holds the pose.
I made her arms a little longer than the figure has, which was a mistake. And I actually think I definitely need to go shorter than what I have, and I might need to go shorter than what they gave us. Excuse me, but I no longer have that point of reference. The rubber arm, by the way, is totally solid. I thought it was hollow. Maybe I put like a wire through it. No, that's not on the table.
I feel like this is clearly the thing where they're like, we want to make Mr. Fantastic.
But we hate Sony? Is that what you said?
No, it's Fox. But either way,
yeah.
They're just like, we hate you all. By the way, all that, it's just corporations happening. It's all going to be one.
Yeah, right.
It's fine.
This is a pretty cool figure. I like her face. I like her cool hair. I don't know if the long arms is really a good play feature. It definitely isn't a good play feature the way they gave it to us, all loosey floppy. Who wants that? I mean, this...
Jeff.
What? Nobody wants that. So
No. Nobody wants this figure. Who knows who this is?
The thing is, okay, if you're curious, when I was ripping her arms off, I tried it, and you can pop the torso is different from a regular torso, but you can
because it has because
it has to have
the shimmy or
whatever.
But
you can stick regular arms in there.
Of course you can,
and it works. So
yeah.
I might actually do that myself at some point because
she's the loser.
Well,
nobody wants this.
We're not done.
This is terrible. This is why
we're not done. Anyway, I have some other things I built.
Yeah, you want to transition to that?
Right? Why not?
We promised you original Lego content. Here it comes.
I'm gonna do speeder bikes.
I don't know what that was,
but here it comes. Speeder bikes is gonna be second. First, I'm gonna talk about this thing.
Bright light orange.
Bright light orange, and
so
this is a lot of bright light orange because I love bright light orange.
Can I give a preface to this story?
Please.
So remember the episode before the last one where I hung out with Ace and I told a ridiculous story about Jeff? When we were eating lunch, like normal, Jeff's builds are on the table at the lunch thing, wherever we're at. Like, we could be in a Black Angus, eating some steak with Brandon, like, Jeff's builds are on the table, and the waitress is like, what the fuck?
I usually have a toy in my backpack.
Yeah, there's always something that's happening. The one time at Frankenstein's, nobody gives a fuck. Like, there it's completely normalized. Yeah. It's like, you don't have a toy.
You sat down to eat your burrito and you dumped a bunch of crap on the table.
Yeah,
it's all plastic and goofy.
So fucking the last time I saw this was that last time.
I have a box of works in progress, and some of the stuff that's in there is just like a pair of wheels I want to make into a turbo bike someday. You know, it's like that loose. And one of the things I had was the precursor to this. And the thing that was in there was the thing my brother-in-law had made, and he used this canopy and these two engines. And he also did this really cool thing with some wings,
some fins, right?
Where it was like when they were folded up, there was like they went straight along the bottom and straight along the sides. But when they were out, they were like, you know, kind of like a titanium shuttle, sort of slinging down. Anyway, I bailed on that part.
It's good. I'm glad.
It didn't work. But I'm really happy.
I love that texture. That texture is so good.
Which the multiple curved plates
just
do.
the platey texture there. It's like I'm also really glad that you didn't go with two of the 2x2 turntable bases. Like that was your original.
I was trying that out. It didn't work.
This works so much better.
Yeah,
this works so much better.
I'm pretty. There's still some I think some stickering to do and some tweaking perhaps.
No,
but
good.
But I'm pretty psyched about it. The way I see it, I mean, what happened was Wednesday night before Thanksgiving, I said to my wife, if I don't come out of this weekend with a new flying car made of Lego, I'm going to be disappointed. And I wasn't. It was a great weekend. I had a great Thanksgiving weekend. That's when I put the labels up. I did a bunch of crazy ass sorting.
There are labels everywhere.
And then I built some shit, which was wonderful.
City, Daredevils, Racers, and Food Service.
Yep. Yeah. Well, waiters. You know, remember the roller skating waitress from the CMF series?
Yeah.
5 of her. I love her. That hair. She is fun.
My Ninja.
Yeah, Ninja. That's the 1998 Ninja. You know, there's Ninjago is over there.
I love that you just have a row of green Ninjas. Like this is.
Oh yeah, the green Ninjas were. They did little packs of minifigures.
God damn it! God damn it!
Ace, I feel you, babe. Collections. They're the bomb. Oh,
this is madness.
Actually, let me corroborate something that Ace said. And you talked about like we don't have to be hunter-gatherers anymore, so this is like filling that need. I actually, somebody else said that to me once, which I think meant they read it in an article, but maybe they just thought it up themselves. But anyway, well, I heard that once before, and I think it makes sense.
When I was a young, angry man, and I wanted to be a street magician in Monaco, because that's what
Who
you want to
hasn't?
be.
Yeah.
When you're a young angry man.
Yep.
And you don't want to be part of the system. It was always like
Street
this.
magician.
Yeah. Well, it was always this thing, right? Of like, let's not be part of the normal economy.
Shadow economies are attractive.
Yeah. It was good times. It was good times. This podcast is off the rails. This is why we should not do the hangout. So, for you watching this, because you're still here and it's a half hour in, we had a hangout before this, and it was good times.
Get your life together. We got plans. Yo.
Rick's LA, bitches. Get here. Get here. Okay, so we got to keep this moving because I'm falling off the rails. You're pouring the second blue milk.
Ooh, there's some more ice in here. That's what I like.
Ice, baby.
Yeah. Okay. So the other fun thing that happened.
Well, I gotta keep this moving. All right. Mox.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. Before I even got this little.
When you got the mojo.
The only thing I wanted the flying car, and the flying car. I'm thinking.
Oh, hold on. So Frankensons. That's where we hung out.
Oh,
with
right.
This. I told the lunch story, but I don't even think I made the intuition that we were at Frankensons because that's where Ace hung out, and it was like, boom, we're at Frankensons, and the dudes next to us, instead of looking at us with weird sideways glances, were like, oh, what's that? Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah. And it was nice. It was like, my peoples.
Yep. Yeah.
So anyway,
geek love.
Back to your story, Jeff.
The only thing I want to finish with this is that I like the notion this is like an interstellar ship, like a delivery ship, fashioned off of like a really high-end life pod. And after it can only make short jaunts, but after it does, it can like totally fold into the flying traffic that's in your average Coruscant or Fifth Element Manhattan type
it's
city.
Very Fifth Element-y.
Yeah. I
really like the pilot helmet. It goes really with it.
It's one of the Force Awakens Rebel helmets.
The Resistance Trooper.
Yep. And this canopy is notable because
he gets extra.
It's actually I have to admit, it's kind of a bummer the way I've mounted it. That line is like kind of right in the pilot's eye line, but minifigure ergonomics are not really a thing I care about. It's Zam Wessel's canopy. I don't think this canopy exists in plain dark, like smoke.
No. Zam's is green and orange.
I know. I brassoed off the green and orange, is what I'm saying.
Oh shit! Really?
I think we talked about this. I think I mentioned this in the mod episode, but I didn't show it. There it is. But the first thing that I did was one of the other things in my mock box was an Atlantis set, one of the small sets.
We're gonna have the most awesome transition in.
I don't know what he's talking about. Again. So
mock number 1.
I kept this together for the longest time because this Atlantis set, because I thought there was something cool about it that I needed to exploit. This is what the result is. Actually, it's better with the stand. Get my meat hooks out of the way.
It's a good one. I just parted some Atlantis stuff.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ace.
So I meant to grab the instruction booklet for the set, but I forgot. But you probably would recognize it.
But the sticker
the sticker is the same. The sticker, and look at that. This
so clean.
This top sticker is the same. This assembly right here. This whole thing is exactly as it was. I think
you had a gear in
there. It fell out. Yeah, there's supposed to be a Technic gear in the intake. It's over there somewhere. The thing is, okay, when I'm making a mock, I have a crush on it. I bring it with me everywhere. That's why it was with me at Frankensons. I almost said Mock and Sons. I put it on my fucking nightstand. I bring it with me to work. Yeah. I'm nuts. But there's a gear.
It's okay.
I'll show you the gear later.
I just fucked up Jeff's mojo.
But I mean, I cribbed a lot from the set. I mean, I moved the central engine piece up, and so this is slung down because originally the engine was all the way down here. But I kept this, but I put it down here instead of up here. and then I made the rest. And it looks fast. That's what I dig about it. And this sticker is actually 2 stickers because there isn't a sticker that does exactly this. There's a little itty bitty sticker down the bottom. Can you see it?
They can see it. Kind of.
And the really cool
thing... They can
thing...
only kind of ever see anything.
Yeah, right. you kind of... imagine it. The white was a total accident right at the end. The last thing I did was the engine, these little exhaust bits. And this bracket was just kicking around in white, so I grabbed it and I stuck it in there. And I was like, ooh, I like that. Looks all Starsky and Hutch. So then I added the other bracket, then I put the stripe in the front, and then I put the tile on the, this guy. This guy, which I have to admit, the vent tile, I try not to use the vent tile.
I feel like the vent tile, it's weirdly dated, and it's kind of one of those things where you're like...
Like there's one on this. Like, finally I was like, okay, it's okay for me to put the vent tile there. It works.
This is a different application because it's like the top and the bottom kind of meld,
Right.
It's like it's basically like one kind of like thin whatever. Whereas like you just slap that shit on other things and then it goes poorly.
It's the boilerplatest piece.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Okay. So let's show another speeder bike. I just want you to show this one.
All right. Well, I'll skip straight to that
because we're gonna transition based on this.
So this is based on the same design as the one I just showed you, and I'm pretty psyched about it. It's
really good. I like.
There was a mid-range one, which right now is this guy.
Yeah, I like his mohawk better.
Yeah.
He's a more characterful dude.
I originally had a couple of 1x3 slopes here instead of these guys, and then I put 1x3 slope. I made an identical version for him, and it all of a sudden looked really clunky. So I did I've been fucking around. So this is where it's at right now. But this guy is not. His color blocking is really drab right now.
Just turn that towards the front.
Oh right.
Hotness. The new hotness.
Instead of a Technic gear.
The new hotness.
I forgot.
Oh my
this motherfucker.
Oh my god.
It's one of these. It's a like. We're gonna be total shills pretty soon and talk about this set, which comes with these little like spider motherfuckers.
No, every one of them. So yeah.
But yeah,
remember when Lego made a deal with Games Workshop and they were like, "We're just gonna make all the factions."
I got to figure out the color blocking on this. But this is the thing I like to do: make a speeder bike, in a certain style, and then ape that style. It kind of makes sense, just in the story of
like now you understand the basis engineering of it. Oops. You gotta kind of.
Well, and here's another fun example. This is a Space Police 3 set that I modded slightly. I put larger wings here, or tails, or whatever those are. But it's almost exactly like the set, right? And then I followed the same format to make this mofo. And then again that. So, because what is it? It's one of these jets stuck into one of these jets.
Which is a pretty good combo.
It's a pretty good combo.
Pretty solid.
Yeah. Every time you're using one of those really weird Star Wars jets, you get into this weird puzzle. How do you handle that 3 wide
the
thing?
Step.
There's this wonderful piece right here. I love this piece. This 1x3 double inverted slope. Make more.
Do it, Michael. Do it.
And then, cheese slopes actually work pretty well.
Yeah.
To do that.
Yeah.
But that's the puzzle. Anyway, the other cool thing I made recently was this.
All right. So, Jeff, talk about this. I'll be back.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, we did lug bulk, and we got a bunch of these mofos, these gray, these guys right here. The guys that are the fingertips. And we also got a bunch of those ball joint dudes in dark blay, which was awesome because I didn't even know those existed. So I had to give it a stab. I had to make a hand. It looks pretty endoskeleton-y, skeleton-y, and why not? I didn't really try to make the fingers look different lengths at all based on the lengths of the actual human hand. So it would be pretty easy to spot my Terminator, but you can do this. That looks pretty good, right? Kind of. The thing is, it eventually turned sort of spidery. So what are you going to do? The funny thing is, I had no idea he was going to leave the room. Oh, shit. Let's talk about this new Nexo Knight set. So Nexo Knights has had what I think is like wave 3, and I think the last wave, if I understand this right. There's really 2 sets that Andrew and I are interested in. It's the 2 bad guy sets out of the 5 sets I think that there are total. Our advice, just get the bad guy sets. There's this one, which is $30. And then there's a $20. Oh, he's back!
Poof!
I started doing set reviews.
Did you?
Well, you know.
Moving on to Nexo.
So, as usual, the Nexo Knight bad guys are the shit.
What do you call them? Techno
vampires. Techno vampires.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, let's talk about those dudes.
Dude, so one of them is called Fred.
Yep, that's the $20 set, dude.
Fred.
Yeah.
The $20 set, it's not bad. You know, it's like it's basically 2 twin motorcycles. One has the windscreen on it. One doesn't. But it's a mirror.
It's this windscreen.
Yeah. And you could do this thing, which is supposedly a jet. I guess you could turn
Speeder bike.
You could turn this down.
Not a very good one.
Yeah, it's kind of. I mean, well, I guess you know.
Not as good as mine, right?
Flip this out.
Right.
Still
yeah.
lame. Still
right.
lame. Yeah, but you know, this dude, he's my favorite.
These bad guys,
They
just keep topping themselves.
It's pretty good.
The lava monsters were good.
It's
The
pretty
rock
good.
lightning monsters were also really good.
Also,
now
did you talk about the set already?
No, I didn't really get into the set. I mean,
Okay.
Because if you get the 2 sets that we've shown you, sort of, you pretty much got all the bad guy.
You
torsos and legs.
You don't need much more.
Yeah.
You get the evil Murloc.
That's
it.
They're all variations on this. And look at that face. It's like insectoid.
They're like spider monsters.
I keep thinking of Pink Floyd, like in the bit in the wall where everybody's wearing gas masks. It's totally creepy. And they have these little eyeballs, these little Sauron eyeballs in their chests. So there's that design, and there's this design. And that's it.
By Sauron eyeballs, he means literally Sauron eyeballs.
Yeah, we're not screwing around.
Like this dark magic fucking shit.
And look at this freaking helmet. It's got a fucking, like,